The day before school started in the Keller Independent School District outside Fort Worth, Texas last week, all of the district principals got some last-minute orders from the school board. They were instructed to remove all copies of 41 different books from their libraries and classrooms by the end of the day. Books like The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison and a graphic novel adaptation of Anne Frank's diary. Books they deemed inappropriate. Just last year, a committee of community members had decided that some of these books were fine and should be left in schools. But the day before classes started this year, the Keller School Board decided otherwise. This week in the neighboring Grapevine-Colleyville Independent School District, the school board voted 4-3 to implement a far-reaching set of policies that restrict how students can discuss race and gender. The policies prohibit teachers from teaching or discussing the 1619 Project or critical race theory, and they require schools to restrict bathroom and locker room use to the biological sex listed on students' birth certificates. Now, when you hear those stories and you look at those two school districts on a map, you might think that this is just a particularly conservative area getting on board the anti-CRT and anti-LGBTQ bandwagon. But at the Grapevine-Colleyville School Board meeting where they passed those policies this week, the majority of the community members who showed up, they spoke out against those policies. And the county that both of those school districts are in Texas, actually narrowly went for Joe Biden in 2020, going blue for the first time in nearly 6 decades. Believe it or not, the connective tissue between the school boards in these two counties, the thing that explains their recent hyper-conservative agendas, thing that explains all that is a cell phone company.
Open borders, shameful abandonment, disregard for human life, the prospect of more mandates and lockdowns, and the list goes on. Now, more than ever, we need to stick together. Voting alone is not enough. We must use our dollars to support like-minded companies who fight for our rights and our beliefs. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values.
You heard that correctly. Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. But they aren't just a wireless provider. They are a political movement. Up to 5% of every Patriot Mobile phone bill goes directly to supporting Patriot Mobile's Political Action Committee, Patriot Mobile Action. To give you a sense of the politics of this group, here is their executive director speaking at a conservative women's event this summer.
My name is Lee Wamskans, and my pronouns are Bible believer, Jesus lover, gun carrier, and mama bear.
Now, this Political Action Committee, this PAC, is less than a year old. And in the past year, it has done something of a test run. The PAC poured $600,000 into 4 traditionally nonpartisan school board races in the Fort Worth suburbs. It hired heavy-hitter right-wing consulting firms that worked on huge campaigns for candidates like Texas Senator Ted Cruz and Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, and turned those local nonpartisan races incredibly partisan. The PAC sent thousands of flyers, like this one, falsely claiming that woke politics and critical race theory had led to a recent school shooting in Texas. All in all, this Political Action Committee handpicked 11 candidates, supercharged their campaigns with tons of cash, and it successfully won majorities on all 4 of the Fort Worth suburban school boards that they targeted. That means more than 100,000 students now go to schools controlled by people elected by this weird conservative cell phone company. That is why the Keller Independent School District decided to pull those books from the shelves, and that is why the Grapevine-Colleyville Independent School District is forcing kids to prove their biological gender to use the bathroom. Now, money in politics is not a new thing, but this kind of money in teeny tiny, traditionally nonpartisan local races, that is new, and it is all being supercharged by big players in national conservative politics.
You can give your money to AT&T, the parent company of CNN, and you can pay the salary of Don Lemon, or you can support someone like a Patriot Mobile and give back to causes that they believe in.
At Patriot Mobile's booth at this month's Conservative Political Action Committee, CPAC. At that meeting, they hosted meet and greets with conservative politicians like Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, Ben Carson, and Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Now, the reason we know about any of this is because of incredible reporting that came out today by NBC News reporter Mike Hixenbaugh. It is a remarkable piece that you should absolutely read. But don't just take my word for it. Here is Steve Bannon speaking earlier today with Patriot Mobile's founder and chief marketing officer about Mike Hixenbaugh's reporting.
What NBC and the mainstream media is most concerned about is your guys' engagement in backing these candidates, and not just the ones that won in flipping of whole districts, but the fact that you're not going to give up. This is just the opening round.
We're focused on school boards here for now, but our goal is to spread this as large as we can to other states and other communities that are quite frankly wanting what we're doing here in their communities. And so to your point about the article, yes, we are going to continue to do this, and we're going to continue to grow this and get our message out there and help others like us that want to get involved.
It's actually a great piece. NBC didn't mean it to be a great piece, but was okay.
The author of that great piece, Mike Hixenbaugh, joins us next.